Let's do that continuously for the next 2 years. The rate at which IFA is going, let's continue like this times 10 over the next 2 to 5 years and see what Africa will become.
I ask you simple question, why you dey chop this thing? Instead of you to dey worry, why I dey ask you? Una dey salivate for the one wey dey my hand, dey talk say e dey fresh, say make I weigh bill and give una. As una don swear say una no go stop eating this thing, na my job to educate you on wetin you dey chop. Oya make we dey break am down one after the other. First question na, wetin be this thing? If I ask you now, you go say na Ponmo. And if I ask you say,
kindly subscribe to YouTube channel and follow on Facebook page at Dr. ZABBY'S Talk Show.
wetin be Ponmo? You go say cow skin. Because you believe say this thing wey dey my front so na cow skin. Na lie you, no be cow skin be this. So wetin be this? The Ponmo wey you dey chop, fit no be the Ponmo wey you think. Make we dey break am down. So this thing wey dey my hand, so if I tell you say which meat be this, you go say na cow skin, ba? If I ask you say wetin be this, wetin you go talk? Na still cow skin. But the truth be say these two things wey dey my hand na two different animals, two different meats, but na still Ponmo. This na im be the Ponmo wey you wan chop, but most of the time na this be the Ponmo wey you dey buy for market, because for market na this Ponmo na im full, but this one e no dey too see am, because people wey know am na dem dey quick finish am, and e dey more expensive. Dey watch this video so that you go know exactly wetin you dey chop. Make we dey go. When you wan chop Ponmo, na this thing you wan chop, because na this one be the cow skin wey you dey talk about. But most of the time when you go market, na this thing you dey buy, because this one na leather wey they don turn to Ponmo for you, make you dey chop. Now this is a cow skin. It is very expensive and it is rare. People wey know am immediately come market, they go finish am and it dey very expensive. Sometimes it's 4 times or 5 times the price of this. But this one now you dey buy, and this thing na leather, and this leather consists of variety of animals. No be only cow. In fact, you hardly see cow because cow is more expensive. Wetin they use for here na different animals like hippopotamus, horse, donkey, camels, different things wey be say if you see am say na the meat, you no go gree chop am. But because say you don't see am in the form of Ponmo, now you dey chop am. But that one no be the only problem, because meat na meat. If you cook am chop. The main problem na the chemical wey dem dey use preserve am. You know this thing was made to be leather. It was made to be used as leather. Dem go need to preserve am. You don't see where dem dey offload leather before? Im dey strong. You think say na sun dey use make am strong? Na lie you. Na chemical. Dem dey use strong industrial level chemical, and it's not for your body to consume. Some of the chemical wey dem dey use do this thing na formalin. You go ask yourself, say wetin be formalin? You don't ever see when person die, they carry and go mortuary, can't go do am in straight. Now formalin they use do am. Now the same thing they use do this leather, make it straight, they hard, so that it no go spoil. Now imagine say you dey chop chemical where they use straighten human being way buy. You don't ever ask yourself, why be say sometimes when you buy Ponmo, you go need to boil them over 1 hour before it go soft for you to use them cook. You don't ask yourself, say which part of cow they strong like that, and waiting they make them strong. No part of cow they strong like that. In fact, if you bring down cow now, cook them, now the skin now you go first they chop the skin before the meat go boil, because the skin they very soft. But you go buy Ponmo, you go boil am 1 hour first before you go fit chop them, and you say na cow you dey chop. Na chemical now you dey try dissolve. They don't use chemical straighten and make them hard. Now that chemical you dey try dissolve, and some people think say if you boil the chemical go come out, you no go dey toxic. Now lie you. When you boil chemical, you dey generate reaction. You go dey react with your pot. You go dey react with every other thing, both water, both salt, everything where they add them. Na chemical mixture you dey do. You go dey react with everything where they that your soup or that your food where you cook. And at the end of the day, you're just eating something very toxic that can be very dangerous to your health. For the next video I go post, I go inside market, go show you exactly how to find the boot, how to find the real cow skin, and how to find the leather. But trust me, after watching that video, you go see say na leather you dey chop since, no be cow skin. Go and watch the
mo kí gbogbo wa nílé lóko lẹ́yìn òdì, mo kí wá pé akóbójú ọjọ́ ṣeré, mo kí ẹ̀yin ìyá, mo kí ẹ̀yin bàbá, mo kí ẹ̀gbọ́n, mo kí àbúrò. Èmi ọmọ yín náà ni o, olólùfẹ́ yín. Ààyè ọpẹ́ yọ ṣe yọ lọ́dọ̀ ìsìn náà. Èwo la mú wá fún wa lọ́jọ́ títí òní, wípé kémi àti yín ká jọ ṣe àgbéyẹ̀wò gẹ́gẹ́ bí a ṣe jọ máa ń ṣe. ọ̀rọ̀ tó ń lọ lọ́wọ́ ẹ jẹ́ ká kíyèsí, ẹ jẹ́ ká sáré lọ wo èyí tó ń lọ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ yìí, ká sáré lọ gbọ́ èyí tó ń lọ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ yìí. Ojú tẹ́ bá fi wò ó lọ́dọ̀ ti sí yín, ẹ bá wa fílẹ̀ nínú comment section. Báwo lẹ ṣe rí sí?
After 35 years in Africa, nothing was moving. So I met this agent who told me that in Saudi, I can make equivalent of 10,000 cedis from their currency, which I agreed. So we signed a deal. The contract was supposed to be 2 years working in Saudi. The moment I landed in Saudi, I felt something was wrong. But I had no choice than to work for this family. In fact, it's a big family, for 2 years. When we go to their house, that family house, I knew my life had come to an end. But I promised myself that I was going to stay for the 2 years to ensure that I finish this contract so I can come back to my country peacefully. So I met my boss and he gave me the instruction, what I'm supposed to do in that house. Clean, wash dishes, cook, and of course, take care of the aged people in the house. In that house, there were about 10 aged people in that house, big house. And I was supposed to work for 22 good hours. I only had 2 hours rest. In fact, Saudi is tough. And my boss told me that I'm not supposed to handle the children in the house. The women in the house, I'm not supposed to handle them. Sometimes you are working and you see the women, all they do is they just watch videos on their phones, or you see them pressing their phone without doing anything. They don't work, they don't do anything. All they do is they sit comfortably in their sofa and be watching videos or playing on their phone. So me thinking that these children's responsibilities is not part of mine, I kept focusing on my job. So in fact, one day I was washing dishes in the kitchen when the little kids were playing in the living room. Before I realized, I heard boom sound. When we went outside, one of the kids was hit by a vehicle and the driver ran away. When my boss came, he accused me of being negligent. He accused me of not paying attention to the kids, when initially he told me that the kids' responsibility is not part of mine. So because of that, my boss told me that, look, he is not going to spare my life. So I was sent to the desert one night with a group of gangs. The moment they pulled a big cutlass and wanted to butcher me.
And the environment that just pushes the child into what they want to study, who they want to be friends with. Their choices become shaped by the people around them and the way those ones live their lives. Not necessarily by what their destiny has picked. No. And they live and they go on and they become adults and they choose who to get married to based on how they feel. They choose other religions based on what was practiced around them or what they ended up getting interested in. They build careers and business based on the fact that, oh, my mother was a doctor, my father was a businessman, let me carry on the family business. They just started making random choices in life based on nothing. And then the problem started to show up. And then the confusion started. And then the calamity started. And then Africa became what it is. And then we became adults that don't have direction, that we don't know where we are going, where we are coming from, what we are supposed to do. And then we fell into the arms of religion that gives us a 2025 is the year of breakthrough. January, February, March, you are not breaking through into anywhere. Do you know how many breakthrough services you have attended? Where did you break through to? Let we bind and we cast and we scatterpot and we electrocute and we wrap and we throw into the bottomless pit. The one you threw into the bottomless pit last week, he still came to you today. You still threw him into this. The bottomless, that's what they call it though. How did he reach bottom and come out again? We started doing a lot of what I call spiritual gymnastics that didn't add up to anything. And life is still the way it is. Then we got wrapped in religion that would tell us, even if you don't get a change today, thank God, it could have been worse. Gaslighting. I had a video on, I made a teaching on religious trauma. You should go and listen to it. A lot of us people of color are carrying the weight of religious trauma. We don't know. But topic for another day. Or go to Yanifaiwa TV on YouTube and scroll down and watch it. So we started going about in life in confusion. They fed your brain with a lot of things that didn't have anything to do with you. They told you to wake up in the morning and study the Bible every day and read the Quran every day and pray this way, turn to this side, look for the star and the moon and the sun, do this and do that and do that. Religion created a day-to-day activity to wire your brain in a certain way. You go to church on Monday, you go on Tuesday, you go on Wednesday, self-fellowship, workers meeting, kicking. All of that was just to constantly bombard you with this misconception in such a way that there is no space for the truth. Even if an iota of the truth drops, these misconceptions will choke it. And it became the reality of who you are. And you too look into the mirror one day and you tell yourself, I'm born again. At what point did you lie to yourself? At what point did it become okay for you to look at the mirror, you by yourself with yourself, and not be able to tell yourself the truth? Born again. For real. Born anew. All things passed away, everything became new. What exactly became new? What exactly changed? What exactly changed? Do you know the number of millions of Africans that are born again? And as a race, we are still, I can't even say we are still where we used to be. It is getting worse. It is getting worse. This is not me attacking any, this is just us talking to ourselves like if they cannot tell you the truth and you too cannot look into the mirror to tell you the truth, somebody should be able to tell you the truth. You should be able to come into a space where you can actually ask questions. What exactly changed at that moment you became born again? What? You and I both know that nothing changed. We just kept on brainwashing ourselves, gaslighting ourselves, imagining this thing, telling ourselves this until it became our reality. Nothing changed. If something changes, you don't need to tell yourself over and over again and practice it before. I'm holding this in this hand. If I change it to this, do you have to practice it that this is no longer blue and white, this is no longer blue and white, this is no longer blue and white? It does not need that. You will just see it, feel it, know it. Let's put aside the ones we can see. If the temperature of the place where you are changes and they suddenly turn on the AC and it gets cold, do you need to be telling yourself, oh, now it's cold, oh, now I can feel it, oh, the temperature is now at 40? You will feel it. You will immediately know. What exactly happened at that point? Nothing. Everything is in your head. You created the imagination of it. You know there is a point you can get to where you tell yourself the same lie so many times that it becomes real. You think it actually happened. As you are telling that lie, you are imagining it in your head. You are playing the picture. That picture sticks. They wake you up. You can repeat exactly the same thing that lie said. You are brainwashing yourself. It's not going to change your present day reality. That is how we maintained this lie. But physically, everything is falling. But then, because I'm trying to understand how religion tells you that, oh, things are getting better, oh, we thank God, oh, we give God the glory, thank you very much for that gift, we give God the glory, things are getting better. I'm wondering, do you do consultation? Yes, we do. Somebody should send the message, should drop the WhatsApp number. For a lot of us, we had no one to teach us the truth, the effect of colonization and lack of access. See, I understand that we didn't have anybody to teach us the truth, but I first of all want us to be accountable and tell ourselves that we knew that it was a lie. We just kept on telling ourselves a lie. You cannot tell me that in the 20 years you spent in church, there was not one verse of the Bible that did not add up. There was not that one time that you sat down and you almost questioned God. What is it? You can't tell me that you never had that experience for once. No. Comment section, let's talk about it. Someone will say, Yanifa, calm down. Oh, Kamilara ni ema binu. I need comment section. Are you telling me that there was never a time that you paused to question something or to feel that something is not adding up? But the fear of nobody can question God, nobody can question the pastor. Let's take accountability before we point fingers at something else. I asked questions all the time. Okay, thank God you did. When we ask questions, we look weird. So see, I'm not even saying did they answer you or did you look weird. I just want us to accept the fact that you had questions. And you knew things were not adding up. And you knew that the story they sold to you, your life was not matching it. I need to establish the fact that you knew. Okay, yes, you're at a point you are confused. Confusion comes from the fact that you are questioning the state of things, and it's okay. Confusion is not a bad state though. The moment you realize that you are in that state, what you need to do is look for where help is going to come from. So every one of us did. There is no way you will be in the Bible and in the church and you not have questioned one thing or at one point sat down to question God on something. We all did. But they bombarded us so much. You are at home on Saturday night. You are thinking, but God, what is it? I've fasted, I've prayed, I've given tithe, giving offering. Nothing is changing. This situation is not changing. Then you wear your dress again on Monday or on Sunday to go to church, because if you don't go to church, you will go to hell. You get to church, they conjure all those nicely packaged sermon. Oh, the hope of the faith of the, you have to just keep praying. Oh, look at what God did for Mr. Mercy after 27 years. You look at yourself and you say your own is just 5 years. Let me start to hold on. They brainwash you again. Constant package. Monday Bible study, Tuesday revival study, Wednesday summit. Every day they are bombarding you. Now that we even have internet, your pastor will send you WhatsApp message, you will join group, you will hear everywhere they are. So at the time when you want to even say, let me even take a break and reevaluate these things, somebody is coming to do follow-up. Sister B, you cannot do this. I'm not doing anything. I just want to reevaluate my life. Is there anything wrong in asking myself when I started and now? Let me even see if things have changed. Let me see. They will not allow you, no breathing space. The moment you start to ask that question, they're about to lose you. They will now they will go back and tell her, Sister Yetunde, I think what she's going through, what's anywhere ìrẹ̀wẹ̀sì ọkàn, cold feet, àbí cold, kí ló ń jẹ́ ìrẹ̀wẹ̀sì ọkàn ní English? Kí ló ń jẹ́ ìrẹ̀wẹ̀sì ọkàn ní English? Ìrẹ̀wẹ̀sì ọkàn. Asha, ó ti ní ìrẹ̀wẹ̀sì ọkàn. They will now start to fast and pray and visit her, bombard her with pray. Look at Jehovah Witness people. Share one yẹn. Pour water on them today. Wọ́n tún máa padà wá lọ́la. To be weary, thank you. You are backsliding, you are being weary. Ẹ̀dùn mi sí wọn lára lẹ́nu, wọ́n máa padà wá lọ́la. Ẹ̀dùn mi ata sí wọn lójú, wọ́n sì máa padà wá lọ́jọ́ Sunday mi. And that is how we got here. That's how we got here. I'm not here to say everything in the Bible is a lie. That's not. you see that story, if it was ever true, is for a certain group of people. Let it remain with them. I cannot question what was given to another person's culture, race, tribe, somewhere. That's for them. My point is, it is not for us. Until the day they write a Bible that the name of the characters in the Bible sounds like Adekunle, sounds like Chukwuemeka, sounds like Abena, sounds like Kwesi and Olajumoke, and then the prophet there sounds like Shongwan Oshun and Yemoja. On that day, we will read it and accept it, because is our people. These people must, you know, it's like you hear somebody and the person's name is Adegoke. You must be Yoruba. He says, oh yeah, my grandfather was Yoruba. You see something that is striking. We have not seen anything that is striking in the Bible. Nothing looks like us inside it. So permit us to say we don't want it. Now that is how we got here. And when we now get here, somebody is asking, does that mean that if I missed it as a child during Akosejaye, that's the end? No. If I understand that some of our parents, they will turn out of the way. If I knows that when we become adults, some of us will begin to realize the truth as we are realizing it now. If I made room for us, you are here, you are going here, you are supposed to be here. You've not gone like this, gone like this, gone like this, gone like this. You are now here. You have not come like this again. Ifa makes the opportunity for you to still meet the path and continue. That's how Ifa is. So that is the part when Akosejaye and Ishefa comes in. I can imagine that. That's when Ishefa and Itefa comes in. Itefa is that divination that you make that gives you your entire life in a summary that you can now expatiate and see what it is. Just like Akosejaye, Itefa has to be done in person. Now, how many of you have seen Akosejaye being done either in a video or in real life, either in a movie or on a YouTube short or something? How many of you have seen Akosejaye being done? Please let me know. Power tap, we are going to 100k likes. Please let me know how many of you have seen Akosejaye being done. How many of you? How many of you? Except in movies. Yeah, that's fine. I've seen it in a movie. Okay. Okay, in a movie. Now, did you notice the part where they put the feet of the baby on the Okmoifa? Did you notice that part in the movie when you watched it? Okay, you think you had a vision of it. Oh, that's great. Did you see where they put the feet of the baby on the Okmoifa? You notice that? Wọ́n fi ẹsẹ̀ ọmọ yẹn wọ́n fi ń tẹ Ifá. Wọ́n fi ẹsẹ̀ ọmọ yẹn wọ́n fi ń tẹ Ifá. Does anybody understand what I just said now? Do you understand where I'm going to? When they put the feet of a baby on the Okmo Ifa, they have used the feet of that baby to touch Ifa, to press Ifa, which is what we call te in Yoruba. If you use your feet to step on something, you say mo te kini yen mole. Wọ́n fi ẹsẹ̀ ọmọ yẹn wọ́n fi tẹ Ifá. When an adult is doing the equivalent of Akosejaye, what is it called? When you do the equivalent of Akosejaye for an adult, what is it called? Comment section. When an adult does, what is that divination that is done for an adult? That is it is called Itefa. Kote Ifa. Toba gbe esi omo yen le, won te Ifa. Tagbalagba ba wa se, o te Ifa. Do you understand it now? That's where the word Itefa came from. Nínú Akosejaye tọmọdé bá ṣe ó ń tẹ Ifá, tágbàlagbà bá wá wọ́n máa tẹ Ifá fún. Wọ́n ò lè gbé ẹsẹ̀ sórí ọpọ́n Ifá mọ́, they cannot put the leg of the adult on it. But that is what they are doing, that is an equivalent for an adult. It's called Itefa. Now, They did not do pre-pregnancy, pre-conception divination. They did not do divination during pregnancy. They did not do akosejai. Ifa says, come and do Itefa. You are still there, you are saying. I heard the English word for Itefa is Ifa initiation. I don't want to be initiated into nothing. No one's going to initiate me into anything. Yes, but they initiated you during water baptism into misconception, into brainwashing, into manipulation. And it was okay. Or you don't know what they did to you. You don't know it's God initiation. Put your head into water like this. 1. Put your head into water 2. Put your head into water 3. Between you and I, physically, what did that thing do for you? Nothing. Physically, it did not do anything for you. Physically, there is nothing it did for you. They are not. It's not even a bath. It's not even a bath to say, okay, I took the best bath, relaxing bath. Is not even a bath. It does not have physical meaning, but it has spiritual meaning. Go to the people that own that tradition. Go to the people that own that tradition and ask them what it meant. Story for another day. Let's come back to Itefa. So Itefa for my kids or just for me? If your child is above the age of 5, 6, Itefa for them, Itefa for you. Everything in Ifa is done individually. There is no collective, me and my children, mother and child. No. That's why even Akosejaye is done for an infant individually. Whether the mother has done Itefa or has not done Ishefa, Ifa will not ask whether you are an Ifa devotee. You just come, you do Akosejaye for your child. So it's done individually. Now, please, someone should post the WhatsApp number. This is the point where I ask you, why have you not done Itefa? Why do you want to continue to live your life roaming about in darkness with no knowledge of what you're supposed to be? Why do you want to continue to guess and gamble your way through life? Your parents gambled you to this point. How is it going for a lot of us? How is it going for a lot of us? Okay. So Itefa has to be done in person. You know that I said that. And a lot of people's excuse for not doing Itefa is because they cannot be physically present. Either you're far away from that place, your family doesn't believe in it, you cannot make out time from work, you cannot afford the amount at the moment. Ifa knows that you will give all of these excuses. So Olodumare gave you Ishefa, another way out. Don't worry. You see, in this Ifa, there is no any shortcut. Anywhere you turn to, Ifa is there waiting for you to say, Ogbeni, go back here. If you turn here, Ifa is here waiting for you, say, Ogbeni, go back here. You see this road, you don't have any excuse but to go in it. So there is Ishefa. Ishefa is done in absentia. Ishefa is cheaper. You don't need to be there in person, and it is cheaper. Now, does Ishefa give you the full information that Itefa gives you? No. Ishefa gives you some information that you can still be working with till you are able to physically come and do your Itefa, or physically you are able to, or financially you are able to afford it. Now, those of you that are saying money.
Mo rò pé gbogbo ara ti wo gbogbo èyí tá gbé wá lọ́jọ́ títí òní, ojú wo lẹ fi wò? Báwo lẹ ṣe rí sí? Ọ̀tá ò ní yọ̀ wá. Wọn ò ní béèrè pé bo lọ́lọ́run wá wà. Ire lójú owó rí o. Ire ìdùnnú òun la máa rí. Ẹ má gbàgbé láti bá wa subscribe tó bá jẹ́ nígbà àkọ́kọ́. Ẹ má gbàgbé láti bá wa share. Ẹ má gbàgbé láti bá wa fi comment ti yín náà sílẹ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń kí mi wípé mo kú ètò, bẹ́ẹ̀ náà lèmi náà ń kí yín wípé ẹ kú bójú ọjọ́ ṣe rí, ẹ̀yin ìyá mi, ẹ̀yin bàbá mi, ẹ̀gbọ́n àti àbúrò. God bless you. Ire o. Bye for now. Ire gbangba. Ire. Let's go for walk exercise. Bye bye yo.